And it's tournament day. Today you get to watch me go to the Hooded Goblin GT2. I got best general last time I went, and this time I'm taking my Dark Eldar for another 5-round 2-day 30-person event. Enjoy the show.
The Dark Kid.
And we're here at the Hooded Goblin. It is snowing, but the venue looks fantastic and ready for a weekend of gaming. The Hooded Goblin, a nice little friendly local game store in Georgetown, Ontario, Canada. So it was a 30-person 5-round GT, drawing in a lot of the big players and names from the region. I went to the Hooded Goblin GT number 1 earlier in the year and had done very well. That's when I ran, I think, 10 or 12 Venoms in my list. And I was very excited to go in with a completely different style of list. This list had a bit of everything. So we're going to go over the list itself, sort of what worked, what didn't work, and then we'll jump in to my round number 1. So here's the list. If you want a closer in-depth analysis of the list, check the link in the description below. However, the list itself was a battalion detachment of Cabal of the Black Heart with 3 Cabalite warrior units with blasters, 2 Archons, 1 with a Huskblade and blast pistol, 2 Void Raven bombers, and 6 Venoms, Then we had a battalion of Witch Cult. This is a custom Witch Cult with Berserk Fugue and Test of Skill, with a Succubus with a Chardonnette and Impaler, Drazar, the Master of Blades, and 3 units of Witches, each with a Blast Pistol, 1 with a Chardonnette and Impaler, and 2 with Hydra Gauntlets. In the detachment as well, I had 2 Razorwing Jet Fighters. And last but not least, a very toolkitty detachment. It is a Vanguard detachment of Prophets of Flesh with a Homunculus with a Hex Rifle, 3 units of 5 Mandrakes, and 10 Racks with an Ossifactor. All in all, 2,000 points on the nose, with a lot of not only firepower, mobility, but also some tactical nuance as well. But let me think what you like or dislike about this list in the description down below. And here we are in round 1 against Chris, the High Marshal, and his Imperial Fists. Last time I played the Imperial Fists, I got absolutely smashed by Rob, the Primaris Powerhouse, who has been loving the extra damage that Imperial Fist heavy weapons do against vehicles. So having experience against Imperial Fists, I had a good idea of how quickly my vehicles would die. This meant I had to play relatively safe and really pull some tricks against the Marines. And we're here at the Hooded Goblin GT, and everybody's having fun. 30 players playing on 15 tables. Super exciting. Round 1, I'm playing Imperial Fists. Critical hit. Chris, yeah, the High Marshal. He's got Centurion, Devastators, Aggressors, Repulsor, 2 Infiltrator Squads, 3 units of Eliminators, 2 Thunderfire Cannons in the back, a bunch of characters. And he did win the roll-off to go first. He out-deployed me, so he's starting to move up. It's Vanguard Strike. I was able to keep my whole army out of range or line of sight of these Centurions, which is good. But then again, we've got all this stuff too. So with that, moving into round 1, wish me luck. And that is the end of round 2, but this is my round 1 opponent. And this is Chris. He's playing for Critical Hit Gaming Lounge. Down in Oshawa, Ontario. Fantastic venue. Doing a charity event.
I believe it's this weekend coming, or it's the following. It's before Christmas.
But they are on the east side of Toronto, Ajax, Pickering area. So Oshawa.
Yeah, we're in Curtis, Ontario.
Cool, Curtis, Ontario. So if you are looking for a game store, check them out. They have food and all that good stuff too.
Yeah.
How are you liking the game so far?
Good. Had our first round was a learning experience. Definitely wish I slept the night before, but too busy painting all the yellow.
But
it was
yellow's
good.
a hard color to paint?
It was good. It's an effective army against vehicle base.
You're playing Imperial Fists, if anybody
Yeah, sorry,
like,
yeah.
wasn't
Playing
paying attention.
2,000 points of Imperial Fists, pure Imperial Fist, no successor chapter. I have the 6 Centurions, I have the base Librarian,
Yeah.
base Chaplain,
Yeah.
Primaris Apothecary,
Yeah.
spent the 1 CP for the Chief Apothecary.
Yeah.
Also have the Phobos Captain, Chapter
Yeah.
Master. Most people say I should just do the normal Captain, but I like the 12-inch bubble.
Yeah, no deep strike.
Yeah,
Good
I
against
have-
like GC occult and stuff.
Exactly, and then I usually run 2 infiltrator squads. I try to keep them 24 inches away from the chapter master. That way, there's a 24-inch triangle.
Super bubble.
Yeah, and then I like to do the +1 wounds prayer for the chaplain is very effective as long as the vehicles are the closest unit. Which in your case, venoms are usually
Closest, yeah. Or
aggressive.
getting aggressive. Or the planes, right? Which is always good.
But it was good. It was definitely nail biting into the last couple turns, but it was good.
Yeah, it was very tight first couple of turns, then it sort of snowballed because I started like trapping units and just
Giving me a reality check. Yeah.
So who is your MVP in our game?
The Centurions, I feel, are very powerful even without spending all the CP to do all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And then the Apothecary Librarian combo, just making the Centurions really durable.
So the way that works is you can, if you have a Centurion that's wounded,
Yes.
you can heal a Centurion,
Yes, you can heal them, you can top them up.
right? And then bring one back with the Master Apothecary.
Correct.
So he does 2 per turn, right?
And then with the Librarian,
Then you can heal the one you just brought back.
correct.
With the full one of the,
Fortify.
yeah.
One charge value of 4, which is
It's not bad.
great.
Yeah, really easy to get up. And then your second game,
Second game was against a full guard list. 1 Lehman Rush, 3 tank commanders, Hellhounds, Bulgrin, 90 guard, and some Scions. It was a top of turn 4 tabling on my part.
yeah, because you kill tanks easy.
Yes, yeah. And Bulgrin with 1 of wounds. You're the 1+ save on the Bulgrin don't mean anything. He did all of his psychic abilities. I didn't even pick the deny. I just kind of let the mortal wounds do the job. And
Yeah,
that's what
makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. And you had an Inquisitor in there. And a
Inquisitor, yeah, to help regen CP.
Best of luck with the rest of the event, and we'll jump over to round 2. Round 2 was against Tori and Drukhari. So you had 8 grotesques, 7 Talos, 3 Ravagers, 5 Venoms. It was a very traditional Dark Eldar list. It's always fun to play the mirror matches at an event because how you pair up in the mirror match does matter a lot, especially in the meta right now where if you can beat your mirror match, that gives you a bit of an advantage moving up, especially if you're a popular army like Space Marines. How you do in the mirror match can really determine your success at a big event. So let's go to round 2. Round 2, I'm playing Tori and his Talos Cortes Ravagers, so a more traditional Dark Eldar army playing pointy Dawn of War. It's mission 2, so it's one objective, and he decided to go first. I decided not to seize. I'm going to let him go first, so we'll see how he does. He's basically, I took Big Game Hunter, Gangbusters, and I also took Recon, so we'll kind of see how that goes. And that was the end of round number 2. So let's take a listen and hear what Tori had to say about the game.
Round 2, I had a Spearhead with a Homunculus, 7 Talos, and 8 Grotesque. I then had a Battalion with 2 Archons, 5 Venoms, and 3 Ravagers, 3 Cabalite units. We played Pointy Dawn of War. It was a really good game. Rudrin kept me guessing and had me pinned into the middle of the table, going back and forth from left to right side, trying to chase down objectives. And I waited a turn too long, I believe, which really cost me the game, because I failed to get into his zone and just give up my own end quicker than I should have. So it was a great game. Rudrin came out on top. I think he won by like 5 or 6 points. Look forward to playing him again.
So with that performance on round 2, Tori and I had a fantastic game. On to round 3. This is probably one of the most terrifying matchups, which is against 3 Riptides, 50 shield drones or drones of any kind, 3 commanders, pathfinders, the dreaded Tau that is terrorizing the meta. This sort of list has done very, very well at a competitive level globally at the ITC, and it was piloted by Devins, one fellow Team Canada member, and also a great tactician. So let's see how I did in this game. I was very, very nervous going into it, but I was really excited to test my skill and sort of like the nuance of the list. It was good that I was going to get to play on a table that had decent line of sight blocking terrain, and on a mission that meant that I could use that terrain to my advantage.
Okay, so it is round 3. I'm playing Devin and his Tau. He played Riptides before they were cool. And 50 drones and 3 commanders. So this is the table we're playing. Lots of line of sight blocking. He forced me to go first, which is really good, and I've literally hid my whole army. Okay, and I've literally just moved, and now I've just passed it over to him. And all my planes are deep striking with my mandrakes, so he can't shoot anything essentially, unless he like commits and moves his blob, and that could not be good for him. Okay, bye. Wish me luck, because it's a lot of shooting.
And oh my, was it a lot of shooting. So let's take it over to Devin to see what he had to say about the game itself.
My list was, it's like the standard Tau, 3 Riptides, 3 Fusion Commanders, billion drone Tau army that's been popular lately. The game, yeah, basically Ridvan just hid the whole time. So there were like these 4 huge walls on the table, and every objective was behind a wall. So yeah, that wasn't that good for me. And yeah, he just hid things on 3 of the objectives. I couldn't really get him off, and you know, just like throw a unit or 2 away to kill something every turn. Game was still super tight. Like turn 6, it came down to if the Ethereal had gotten away from the Witches, then I would have won, because the 2 Riptides left would have killed the 5 Mandrakes and 4 Witches that were still alive. And if that hadn't happened, if the 2 Fusion Commanders had forced the Archon standing on one of the objectives to fail a Shadowfield save, he would have been blown up.
Had that Archon died, we would have tied the game, and it would have been really, really close, opening up the entire field at the tournament. So, on to round 4, I was going to be playing against Raven Guard, one of the nastiest style of lists of Space Marines you can have out there. Tons of Centurions, Grav Devastators, and a great pilot. Not only that, but the army looked amazing. So let's dive in to round 4.
So I'm playing round 4. I'm playing Dom from
Northern Defenders.
There you go, from the Northern Defenders. That's the team, which is really cool. They grudged us at the Canhammer team tournament, which is going to be really fun. He's playing Raven Guard, Dawn of War. He's deploying first, going first. He's got lots of Centurions, lots of Aggressors, lots of Scouts, so that's going to be fun. Devastator drop pods, a bunch of guys that can take like objectives and stuff, which will be really fun. This is mission 4. So I placed this one and that one. He placed that one and this one. And that one's in the middle there. So wish me luck. It's going to be Marines are fantastic. They're a very, very strong army, and Raven Guard is one of my favorites. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, perfect. So this time, my round 4 opponent. Awesome. It was a crazy game. Came down to a few things, I think. But the Dark Eldar did pull out the win.
Yeah, so 36-28 for you. Good game. It was super fun.
It was fun. It was good. Like those Centurions, I killed 0 Centurions. I killed just the aggressors. I killed.
No, you did not kill them,
No,
but you didn't.
I killed all the aggressors, and I did enough wounds to get my gangbusters.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the Devastators were great, but the Grav doesn't do D3 damage against Dark Eldar tanks.
Hurt a lot.
Which did. So who was your MVP this game?
It's difficult to say. Like, generally, I think most of my army do the stuff they need to do.
Yep.
I really like the Chapter Master with the Vox Experitum because
Extra 3-inch range.
Yeah, you give the 9 inches reroll for a Chapter Master and deny the Deep Strike within 15.
Yep.
So I did not use too well the deny the Deep Strike, but the reroll to it
was amazing, and it lets you kind of take the middle of the board and expand out and threaten everything with the extra range.
Exactly.
Which makes it very hard to hide. There was a couple of cool things, like you split up your Centurions and then kind of went one way and then decided to go back the other way, and that was like, you know.
But the reason I went one way initially was to get the my recon point.
Right. Okay.
So I knew that I was probably going to lose them for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But I needed the point.
Yeah.
So that's why I split them.
And at the end, I just gave you the 1 kill. I hit everything, and then I tried to get the 2 to kill more. But it's a great game. Marines are great. Lots of tricksy stuff with the Raven Guard. And that's it. I think my Succubus with the Chardonnay and Impaler was like MVP.
Oh yeah, she survived 7 hits, 7 wounds from the assault Centurions. Ouch. That hurts too.
It did. And then my Archon passed like 7 or 8 Shadowfield saves.
Yeah.
And then finally the Bolters got him, because that's how you kill him.
Oh yes,
so.
exactly. Well,
Anyway, thanks for the game, Dom. That was really good. Good luck in the last round.
Too.
You get to play Devin, my round 3 opponent, with his Triptide and 50 drones.
That will be fun.
Good luck, buddy. Okay,
You
bye
too,
everybody.
man.
Yeah, on to round. Thank you. So that was really fun, very close game. And then he was on me. He went first and was literally on me right off the bat, and I had to kind of spread his army around. And with my speed, I was able to focus on key things. My planes lasted a lot longer than against some armies, because he only had 1 damage weapons against them. So, they didn't go down as quickly. They still went down pretty quickly, but not as quickly as normal. Got both bombs, which was great. And then my Huskblade Archon and Succubus with a Chardonnay and Impaler were able to kill his Smash Captain and all the aggressors on the one flank over here, and then move in to tie up a unit of Assault Centurions for a couple of turns, which was also big until they all died anyway. On to round 5. And with a victory under my belt, going on to round 5 for the top spot, top table, undefeated so far. The Dark Eldar list has been doing great. One of the reasons I like going to tournaments is to see the amount of hobby, the love, the passion that's put into like the projects. We all spend time and effort and money going to events, collecting an army, painting, hobbying, and spending time with friends. So who other than on round 5 being able to play against but Dustin, another fellow Team Canada member, proliferant Genestealer cult and Tyrannid player as well, who has a very sound tactical mind and has been terrorizing the regional scene with his 45 Genestealer cult bikers. The advent of Psychic Awakening, Blood of Baal, essentially, or Baal, or whatever you want to call it, has given his Tyrannid allies a little bit of an oomph, so he decided to go for Hive Guard with some Kronos goodies. But let's dive in to the game. And final round, playing against Dustin Hushaw, member of Team Canada. 45 cult bikes, 45 acolytes, 1 flamer bomb, the Pauper Princes, which is the way to go. Kronos Hive Guard for the extra hits and double shoot, essentially. Kronos can double shoot, or is that just...
Infantry can double shoot. Kronos gets the reroll ones and they don't move. And they have the second power to explode on sections.
Yeah. That's a Tyrannid thing for the double shoot, right?
Yeah. That's the Tyrannid infantry.
Yeah. So you can double shoot the Hive Guard if he really wants. He's putting all his bikes on, because that's like board control. Can't really do that. He forced me to go first, which is really good. So I went for the bonus point early on with the characters. I did make these engineers, which is definitely going to be a risk, but we'll see, because he has to come get them. If not, they'll get me points for free.
I don't have to.
Well, that's true. You don't have to. I know you don't like them very much. So this is him putting his blips down. He has this blip here, which will be the Jackal Alphas now.
Well, Jackal Alphas is back here.
So what's this blip?
Oh, what is that blip?
What is that blip?
What is that blip?
What is that blip? Okay, well, we'll come back after it. So we'll see what happens. I did take my first turn movement, so I've kind of moved my planes in position. Like, if I'm not careful, he can block the board off and stop my planes from doing anything. So I have to be in a position where I can move my planes within this sort of area here to keep them alive. And that's the biggest thing for me right now. And I've got my Mandrakes and Deep Strike as well. So we'll see how that goes. So with that, at the end of round 5, I'll hand it off to Dustin, and let's see what he thought about the game.
Skari and I have faced off dozens of times. We regularly spar, and it's always close. Sometimes you win, sometimes I win, and every single time they are some of the most tactically intensive games we play. He knows all of my tricks, and is well versed at covering the board. So as always, I had to adopt my strategy against him. I knew my acolytes in this game would be very low value, especially since there were no heavy ground targets for me to focus them on, with him taking the Ravagers out of his list. Even the Flamers, since he has Vect. So I needed to try and bait out as many early Vects as I could with strats that he needed to Vect to keep me from taking an advantage. I kept my Flamers in a blip on the table and made sure one was hiding in a building to try and bait out when I tried to bring 3 up. He didn't bite. Again, he knows my tricks. I managed to get a couple of necessary Vex on his part, preventing me from moving twice to get the bonus, and the first time my Flamers did come in. The game was still dead even until his concentrated fire managed to wipe out one of my bike squads that was blocking my Neuron Threat with the Relic. That was the one that was basically dishing out 4 mortal wounds a turn with Psychic Shriek and Smite, and getting me bonus points. His Planes and Mandrakes went off and killed more than we both thought they would, opening up the Neuron Throat to the remaining squad of Mandrakes that proceeded to kill him with their 10 shots. Ouch. With that flank down, it was me pulling out every wrap, slap, and cap I could to stay in the game. The final nail in the coffin was when I used 2 of my last 3 CP to bait out his last Vect so I could kill a plane with some Brood Brothers, since it would have to fly off the board. I knew he would have to Vect it, and it would allow me to bring my Flamers back into Deep Strike so I could bring them down later on with flying in wait, and he would have no Vex available. Unfortunately, he rolled a 6 to steal my CP. That was pretty much it. I clawed for every point I could, but after that, every turn he kept getting extra points up on me and ended up taking the win. A great game, an awesome opponent as always. He got me this time, but we'll meet again. I'll be back.
And with that, the end of the event. Thank you to all my opponents for a fantastic time. I cannot wait to go again. Thank you very much to the Hooded Goblin for putting on such a fantastic event. They do a GT twice a year, and I cannot wait to go back. They do sponsor the channel. Cody and the crew put in a great show, great community as well. I did take the top ITC spot and got Best General, got full hobby score as well with my cool painted army and display board. Congratulations to all the other winners and to everybody else who went out. I did get myself a Primaris Repulsor for my Black Templars. Looking forward to building that on stream. A huge shout out to everybody out there who supports the channel, and I hope you're having a fantastic holiday. Merry Christmas and holiday, and Happy New Year to everybody out there. And if you'd like to support the channel, check the link down below, head on over to Patreon, and make sure you stay tuned because I will be collaborating with Nick Nanavati and all the guys over at The Art of War as well. So, take a look at what we do. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. Skari out.